this is another one of those things. When you talk to me or you listen to me, unfortunately, I think the word game changer gets overused by me. And I'm self-conscious of that. But once again, G4 is a game changer. The G4 is an internet-connected dental device. And we're going to be seeing more and more internet-connected devices in our personal lives, in our professional lives. But what is cool about this is that the G4 literally, when we installed it in my office, and I've had it in the office, this fall it'll have been in the office 2 years. When we installed it, I think we were the first office to actually have one installed and in clinical rotation in the United States. I might be wrong about that, but if I'm not the first, it's close. And when we did it, we actually had to have my electrical guys come in and run an Ethernet cable into my Steri Center, because I've got a mid-mark Steri Center, and we have a stack of autoclaves. We've got, you know, some mid-mark M11s, and then we also have the STATIM G4. And so in that stack, we actually had to have the electricians come in and run a wire so that we could connect this thing to my office network. Now, you can run it wirelessly as well if you want to, but it was just as easy for us to do it with a wired connection. But what's cool about the G4 is an Ethernet, you know, which is just your standard computer connection. It plugs into this thing, and it tracks your sterilization cycles. And, you know, a lot of people that are watching this are probably not big nerds like me, but there was a commercial in the early 2000s where it showed this guy, and he was, you know, in his living room watching TV, and all of a sudden the doorbell rings, and he goes to the doorbell, and there's this man with a baseball hat. I like him already. A guy with a baseball hat and some coveralls, and he looks at the man that opens the door, and he goes, "I'm here to fix the refrigerator." The guy looks, and he goes, "My refrigerator's not broken." And the guy goes, "I know." And the whole concept was the refrigerator knew that there was a problem approaching, and it had called for service before the refrigerator went down. And that is the heart and soul of what the STATIM G4 does. It monitors your sterilization cycle. So every time the G4 runs, I get emailed to me from my autoclave. I get a report of exactly what happened the entire time, and that the the load was sterilized, everything's taken care of. If for some reason something happens and the load is not sterilized, or maybe a staff member aborted that cycle to add something, you know, to that load, I get an email for that. All of that information is not only emailed to me, there is a little jump drive, a little USB jump drive, kind of like this, that connects in the front of the G4, and all of those sterilization cycles are stored on the jump drive. So from time to time, I can remove that jump drive, plug it into my Mac, and then simply take the folder where all those reports are stored, copy them, paste them onto my computer, and I have a record of every sterilization cycle. If the machine has a problem, if a part is starting to go out or whatever, it emails not only me, it also emails STATIM, and it emails my preferred dental repair company, which in my case is Getsy Dental here in the Midwest. And so it mails Getsy's tech support people, you know, for dental repairs, and it says Flucke's, you know, STATIM G4 is about to have the following problem. It mails that to STATIM, so that STATIM follows up with Getsy and says, "Hey, did you get to Flucke's office and fix whatever the problem was?" And what's really cool about this, especially from a sterilizer standpoint, is on everybody's end, on both the repair people and the dental office, having a sterilizer go down is a big deal. When an autoclave crashes, what happens normally is it can't be fixed on site. So the repair people, they roll a truck or a van, and normally they will send with that van a spare autoclave. So they come out, they take my autoclave out of circulation, they put their loaner in circulation, they go back, you know, to their repair site and they repair it, and then they have to bring it back and all that stuff. Well, if they don't happen to have a sterilizer on the truck that day, what do? And if they have 2 sterilizers that they have as loaners, but both of them are on loan, what do? There's all these problems that come with autoclaves being down. But having an internet-connected device that can tell the repair people the problem before it breaks, the part they need to bring to fix it, all of that's huge, because it keeps me with maximum uptime. So I can see as many patients as possible without a backlog of, dirty instruments that need to be autoclaved. And it also saves my supplier, because they have fewer backup autoclaves that they need to have in circulation. And they're not driving all over, as my grandpa used to say, hell's half acre to do stuff, because they can fix the problem without having to take it back to the shop and do all that kind of stuff. So it just becomes a huge game changer, both in efficiency on my end and efficiency on the repair people's end as well.